Good evening, ladies and gents. Dora's having a few issues with her mic and her screen. Dora, we can hear you though. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys, but you will see a gray screen for now. I'm so sorry.
So, and you'll work it out. We trust you to work it out, guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, this new setup is we're getting that's the OBS screen, by the way, Dora. This
Yeah,
new
I know.
setup is getting there. Um,
I did
hey,
it. Yeah, thank
hey,
you. Thank you for
hi.
waiting. Sorry, guys.
That's right. Well, we didn't wait really. We started the show without you, but look, look,
Yeah, she's
guys.
still short.
Let's start again. Five, four, three, two, one. Guys, it's the agenda. Yeah, you know what we're like. We never take anything too serious. We don't take ourselves serious. The things we take serious is Man United. It's Monday the 19th of May, 2 days before the final, our biggest game of the season. Um, Joined by bath time as usual, Dora. I'm glad you can hear us now, and Yaba,
Yep.
who's been missing in action for the last few days. Guys, huge game coming up. Have your thoughts changed? Have you got any more nerves before the game, or are we feeling as confident as we were feeling last week?
I think with everything that's at stake, if I was to sit there and really think about it, I would be nervous. But I'm just trying to relax and just think of it as one game and one game to enjoy. But when you really break it down, the game is so important because it could mean the difference between Champions League money and not not Champions League money. If we don't win, we're playing in the league, and we probably won't be able to make the key signings. I imagine we won't have that much finance, and the mood would just be depressing because we'd be thinking, "Oh my God, are we going in as relegation candidates?" If we look at the odds before the start of the season, we might be, one of the teams looking for the drop based on what Amron's produced so far. So, really, if we do win, then it's going to be excitement about what's going to happen, who's going to be coming in, and I think it will lift the club on the whole. This is what Man United are made of, ups and downs, and moments like this. And I think this is pivotal. I was trying to say this word earlier.
Pivotal.
Pivotal.
Pivot.
Pivotal.
No, pivot all.
I was chatting to my friend at work, and I knew it in my head, and I was spitting in the word pivot. It's pivotal.
No, it's not.
It's
no,
pivotal.
it's pivotal.
It's pivotal. Pivotal.
So, as I was saying, this game is pivotal.
Yes.
Thank you. Take a bow. It's pivotal to our season and our club. It's moments like this, even if we scrape a win or some controversy, the main thing is we have to win this game. We have to. Mr. B's been talking about this moment since November, December. He had a premonition. He's like a vision of the future, and he's been saying we put all our eggs in. I'm trying to do his accent here. We put all our eggs into the bloody Europa League basket. F these dummies, F this league, F these players. We got to go for the time. And at that time we're like, nah, we can still, close Europe in the league and everything. But he was right. He was right. It's all about Wednesday. And if you're a Man United fan and you're part of the agenda as well, this is exciting. Really exciting times.
BT. Come on.
Well, I have to agree. It's a pivotal game. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like we've just randomly put our entire house on red or black in the casino, and we've. I've got to say, I'm nervous about it. Seeing what Palace have done and what Newcastle have done, maybe like sort of legacy and things like that don't count as much as I thought they did. But luckily, we're playing a team that is just as low on confidence and just as nervous as we are, with just as many players that can sort of make mistakes and things. And I can't get past the fact that Casemiro has never lost a European final, and he can't be starting losing them against Spurs. I don't know, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, because we've got a long summer coming up. And winning like that, a European trophy like that gets you in the Champions League and going invincible, so Arsene Wenger can have it. To be honest, he made his entire career off bleating about an invincible trophy, and then saying we're not good enough for the Champions League when we're going to go invincible and win the Europa League. He can do one, but it would be brilliant to win that trophy, and it would be great to sort of get some signings in, because otherwise I think Yabba's right. Like, our first target for next season is to get 40 points to stay up, and we don't have 40 points at the moment. So it's absolutely ridiculous, Dora.
I mean, it is, right. It's embarrassing for United to not have 40 points in the league. We have 39. We couldn't even get to the 40, which is bad. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Monty. This is a huge game. I think it's do or die for some of the players in the squad. I feel like if we don't win, well, apart from the finances and, the trophy and everything else, I think we will see the back of many players during summer. I think even Amorim is going to look for more reinforcements. And I think some of the players are finally going to say goodbye. And it will be a huge pressure on him. He's already under huge pressure. I think if he doesn't win this, then this season has been totally wasted, right? It has been wasted, technically, right? We are under 10th, we are 16th, which is embarrassing. But I think this is do or die for not just the players, but for Amorim as well. And I think we need to win. We'll discuss Spurs a bit more, and from who will they have available for the final, and our squad as well. But yeah, it's do or die. Like, they need to turn up. The Spurs are going to have a huge thing to prove as well, because this is going to be first European trophy ever and first trophy after 2008. And they will try to erase the trophyless club headline or nickname from their history, I would say. So yeah, we need to bite, and I think they are very vulnerable. And I think, honestly, guys, and I know we are going to discuss it further, I think it will be embarrassing, and I know we lost 3 times to them, but it will be embarrassing to not exploit their weaknesses. And I think they have they have so many weaknesses. So yeah, it's do or die.
What are you thinking, Mr. B?
I think the pressure's on. I think there's more pressure on Tottenham as a club
than Manchester United.
Yeah, because Tottenham haven't won nothing. Tottenham haven't won nothing in forever. But I said it earlier on. I don't even care about the trophy. I want the money. I just want to know that we've qualified for the Champions League. I don't care. The trophy part of it, yes, I understand, and I'm going to be elated and I will be jumping up and down. But the long and short of it, as soon as the game's finished, I'm just thinking about who we can buy. That's more why I want to win it. I'm greedy for trophies, but you said earlier,
such a modern football fan, about like buying stuff.
No, it's not about buying stuff, but we don't have the players to coach. It's not like we've got the players who are improving, who have proved over this 6 months. At the end of the day, Pep is supposed to be this great coach, but Pep buys players to coach. If he coached the same trash that he came in with, they wouldn't be good. So you have to buy levels of players that improve what you can do as a club. So yeah, we do need to go out and buy. So I'm more want us to win. Yeah, trophy, that's great, but we need to win for the money.
Do you know what? I don't think that they should be allowed to celebrate the trophy if they win it. I'm going to feel sick to my stomach if I see sort of like the players up there jumping up and down, fireworks going off, and we're 16th in the league.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Winning a cup doesn't come around for everybody. We in 4 years' time, Arsenal got second, we got a cup. When they retire, are they going to be happy with 7 second places? While players at Man United have got four trophies. It's
Yeah, but
about
this is
winning.
also a historically bad season for Manchester United.
Yeah,
It's
but
the worst that we've produced in the Premier League. So it is something that's going to be measured, because every single season we're going to like measure it to this one, because this is our worst ever.
well, it can't. But I mean, I'm not going to say it can't be any worse, because quite it can be. I think we can get worse. I hope that we don't. No, we can. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I said it. You know, if we were lucky, we got the points that we had. You know, we moaned at Ten Hag, but the points that he got, to a certain extent, kept us out of the pressure of knowing that we were in a relegation. Can you imagine this team in a relegation battle?
I think, look, because we haven't been in a relegation battle, I think we'd have been all right in a relegation battle. Like Ipswich, Southampton, and the other one were down straight. Leicester, they've been down for like 4 months or something. We've always been like well clear of them and things. And I think that having nothing to play for in the league has led to a complete lack of professionalism and commitment from those players, except for games that are on the telly that their mates are going to be watching against Liverpool and Man City and things. And to be honest, one thing that we're not really discussing with the players is, am I correct in thinking they will get a 25% pay rise if they win this game? Because the contracts and they definitely get a pay cut when they're not in the Champions League.
So they'll get the pay rise when they they'll get the pay rise. I mean, a lot of them won't, because they won't be here. Casemiro will get he will probably go back up to his 350. Onana won't moan about the shock of the reduction in his wages. Obviously, he didn't read the contract, but the other players, the Rashfords, the Sanchos, they won't be here, so they won't be getting a pay rise. You know, so it's the players who are going to be at the club whose contracts are going to be renewed, and whenever, they will get the pay rise. But Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, they won't be getting no pay rises. Malacia, these players will all be gone out the door long before the pay rise kicks in. So, yeah, the players who earn it probably deserve it.
Just to add, I think, are you guys true supporters of Man United Football Club?
No.
Well, you were just saying, telling him to be off for saying that he wouldn't be celebrating. But I think we all agree, all proper supporters of this club, we love the club. How much you're saying about celebration and how important this game is, you know, even as a Europa League, there are players leaving. We have to accept that. It's not the final game. We've got a game in the weekend, but there's some players not going to be at the club anymore, like Ericsson, for example. Maybe Lindelof. I'm not sure what's happening with him. There's a few players that are going to be Marcus Rashford, Sancho. I mean, there's a list of players that won't be at the club next season. So this is the end for them, an end of an era. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on these guys. Is it worth, I know people get testimonials and all that, but is it worth having a little 5-minute testimonial talk about certain players like Ericsson? I thought he's done brilliantly after what happened to him. He's going to be remembered as a United legend, even though he wasn't given the backing. He's a quality player. At the start of the season, he was our top goal scorer before he got edged out and not played anymore. He always does really well when he comes in.
He's not a legend, man.
To me, he is. He's a quality player. He's definitely a quality player. Lindelof, look at him serving. He's just serves.
How long should Lindelof have been gone out of the club?
Well,
he's served 8 years by default.
I think they're right to keep him, because right now, I've seen Bath Times team sheet, and Lindelof's in it.
I'd keep Lindelof.
I know it's a spoiler, but do you see what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Someone like him is.
You would renew Lindelof's contract. You would give him an extension.
Yeah, I think he's look. Lindelof is a massive puzzle to me, because I think that he's weak in the air and stuff like that. But it's no coincidence that when it comes down to it, every manager seems to trust him. He always plays the dog end of the season.
Yeah, when everybody's injured.
Yeah, so I think that, like, as long as he's happy being a squad player, he also was the centre back that played when Heaven and Yoro played together. He was the one there. He's the captain of Sweden and so on. I think that he's actually a really good sort of reserve player to have around. And I think that if you're looking for sort of squad players, it's going to be difficult to get someone who is as unproblematic, available, and in some ways reliable as Lindelof. Like, I mean, don't even forget, at the end of last season, he played like 15 games at the end of the season at left back, like covering for Luke Shaw and things. I think he's a player that no one really likes. Everyone would like to see the back of him and things, but I think he's perfectly decent to have as a reserve player. And I wouldn't have an issue with it. And I think that from what I saw at the weekend, Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw, like, they did seem to have a bit more quality about them than the rest of the players, because they've been at those were the players that sort of got us Champions League places, and they've played a lot in the Champions League and international football. And I think that it's not bad to have players like this, like around the first team and competing and stuff. Professionals, like, available. I don't see any problem with it. I just think it's people like to meme on them, and but it's fine for me to have Lindelof in the squad. I've got no issues.
There you go. Well, he could, like I say, he's come to the end of the contract. Don't know how you feel about him, Dora, but you're a Man United supporter. He's been there through thick and thin. I remember we won the Europa League in 2017. He was there. Oh, no, he wasn't. Sorry, tell a lie. It was Shaw. It was Smalling and Jones.
Rojo.
Rojo. Yeah, of course. Sorry, forgive me. But he was there when he didn't mark the guy for Villarreal, that final. But anyway, he's been there a long time, and I know the contrast in opinions there. You got Mr. B instantly saying nah, doesn't care about him, but I care about him. I think he's done really well, and I can't sort of add to what our very own Bath Time said about him. I thought he's given us a good service, and I'm really proud of him of being a Man United player.
Dora, please speak some sense.
Dora.
I think, oh my God, stop pressuring me. Oh my God. I kind of agree with Yaba and BT. Like, don't kill me, Mr. B. Like, I get where you're coming from. I think against physical players who are quite fast, Lindelof struggles. It has been a case since we signed him, since Mourinho.
But we want to keep him.
Because he is a serviceable squad player. I would rather have him than, I don't know, Ben Davies, for example, from Spurs. Or let's see. Or, I mean, I would have him over many center backs, reserve center backs in the league, because he has the experience. Like, even like, we can all say, we hate this guy.
Are you not winding me up? Have you not spoken behind stage?
No. But hear me out. He is in the end reliable. He can be serviceable. I think if we extend him, he should get at least 1 year or something, or 1 or 2 years or whatever. Like, if you look at, for example, when he came in, remember Ole's first year, him and Maguire, third best centre back pairing in the league. If I'm not mistaken, I think they were third in the league.
They're our best centre back pairing since Fergie left in terms of goals conceded and height up the pitch. It's absolutely crazy, but statistically they are. It
is, and I have issues with him. He's too. He sometimes has bozo moments. He sometimes is too weak, especially against stronger players. I mean, I remember the games where he was done by Samuel Rondon when he played for Newcastle United, and the other I think it was West Bromwich Albion or something. Like, he had been done by some of the big huge guys. But I think this season especially, like, if you look at the stability of the back line, like, I think him, Maguire, I'm not going to say Shaw because I feel like he's still rusty, and I don't really like. I think they perform better than, for example, someone like Licha Martinez and I don't know who with whom he played, and De Ligt this season. Which is, I mean, it says a lot about the recruitment, right? I have issues with Martinez, right? He's been performing poorly in my opinion, and then when he finally got into the form, he got injured. And remember, Ten Hag didn't want to play Lindelof for a very, very long time. Even Amorim, when he came in, he didn't want to play him, but he had to fall back on someone. And I think him with either maybe Heaven or or even Euro, or even Luke Shaw and Maguire. I think he looks solid enough to be a solid piece in the defense. And I know people hate to hear it. That's my opinion, right? I don't have an issue with it. So yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Mr. B. I'm sorry, but yeah, I will give him a chance. I think there are other players in this squad that deserve, a foot in the ass and a sent off out of the club than Lindelof. That's for sure.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for a couple of these messages, and I hope I'm not the only one who disagrees with you three. Fawn is saying no way. Thank you very much. Stuart the Red, Mr. Marshall, Lindelof will not start. No way. Andrew Williams is saying Lindelof is way better than Vestergaard and Fast. We don't have Vestergaard and Fast in our thing. What are you talking about? Overhead kick. Renew the Iceman's contract. Viva SE. What the hell is that?
Sweden.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Well,
He lives there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's well into Eurovision.
Oh, is that what it was? They won the Eurovision.
No, they won a year ago.
Lindelof won Eurovision.
Sorry. Oh, God. Eddie, sorry, but if Ericsson is a legend, the standards are in the bin.
I mean, I think but like he died on the pitch. He came back to the professional football. Like
So that
he's
makes-
not
that-
saying
that
that he's a legend.
He
You know,
did. That's
this
what he
is
said.
Eric Cantona.
That's what he
He
said.
is a legendary player. He's a really talented player, legendary player. He's come back from the dead. He's come to Man United, and don't think he was given a fair run in the team under each manager he's played under. But he's leaving the club, and I want him to leave with a trophy. That would be wonderful, because these guys won't be there anymore. So they'll be depending on the guys starting and playing. If they don't get a game to
He won't get
come
on the
out,
pitch.
leave the club with a trophy. He helped in the FA Cup final, helped in the League Cup final prior to that as well. So very valuable player, in my opinion, because of his technique, what he does behind the scenes, and he's such an intelligent player as well. I'm sure he's helped the youngsters coming through as well with his maturity, professionalism, and experience. So I think he's a legend in that respect.
Okay, well, we're going to carry on with Andrew. I just don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but sometimes I think you just.
Can I just stop you right there? I guarantee if Ericsson was doing a speaking tour and ended up in Derby and bumped into our very own, who was it? It was who's our man again?
Paddy?
No, Eddie, and bumped into Eddie. Eddie would be saying, "Picture, please, selfie, please. Oh, you're a ledge. Oh, I love Man United." That's the truth of it. So don't even try it by saying all that to me now, Eddie. Football waffle.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, we have to, by the way, Mr. B, we have to
Yeah.
shout Andrew out. For those of you that don't know, we did a live Twitter Spaces last night, and Andrew turned his mic on and came to speak to us. And
you know the weird thing is,
he was
Andrew-
only weird at the start.
no, I'm saying like, I'm not calling you weird, Andrew, but I'm not saying you don't talk sense in the stream, but hearing somebody talk, like now when I hear his read his messages, I've got his voice in my head.
That's
I've got
Yeah.
so I like the fact that he came on and spoke. I know he doesn't want to come on the channel with his face on, but the fact that he spoke, yeah, it was good. You know what? You lot were chatting for bloody ages.
That
Bloody
was
hell.
great. Shout out to Vincent as well. He joined at the end.
Hi, Vince.
Oh, I jumped off before that. Stephanie is saying there's too much sentimentality at United. Yeah. Stuart is saying he'd start heaven and Euro. He'd start heaven if Euro doesn't make it. He's not having Lindelof anywhere near that. If he's fifth option with heaven as six, I'm okay with Lindelof. You don't understand you are renewing the man's contract, right? It's not like we're gonna sell him. Oh, what the fuck? Ben Davis is a fantastic centre back.
He's Welsh as well.
Yeah.
Don't miss the Swansea products, Dora. Mitesh is saying he gets dunked on every other game. Yeah, I think he does. And last one from Tyrone at the moment. Hi everyone. Didn't know you were on tonight. We're on every night, so maybe you should have said, the time. Yeah, exactly.
By the way, sorry, Mr. B, to interrupt me. Why wasn't I invited to the space? Look, I have Twitter. Okay, I have Twitter, but I can't. Like, I'm not, all the time online. Why no one called me so I can hear it? Hear you guys talk in real life.
We'll invite you to the next space, Dora.
No, I don't want. Like, I just want to listen. I'm curious about the voices.
Okay, all right. You're just annoyed you weren't invited. No intent at all.
Why no one invited me?
I think it was because Eurovision was on that I decided I wasn't going to text you.
You're right. Actually, I wasn't at home. Then I came back and it was the Eurovision final, and I watched it until 1:30 in the morning. So yeah, that's true. You're forgiven.
Thank you.
Okay, Austria won. I know that England got no public votes or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
What is it fixed? So is it fixed? Because they never do.
Yes.
Apart from what's that one where she tore her first skirt, man?
Bucks Fizz.
That's the one.
Cheryl Baker.
That's the one. Apart from them, they've never won it, have they?
Is it Cliff Richard? Did he win it?
No.
You guys won with Katrina and the Waves in the 90s.
Yeah. No,
you're so uneducated.
They were Irish. They were Irish.
Yeah, but they performed for Britain, didn't they? Come on, guys. Come on. History.
No, they didn't. They didn't, because Ireland used to win it all the time, and it was bankrupting Dublin because they were spending too much money on Eurovision. And that is where Michael Flattery came to worldwide attention when he did the halftime show or something. The Lord of the Dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eurovisions are terrible. I mean, some of the songs are about nothing. Like for example, they could be singing, I don't know, about
Daddy Daddy Dum Dum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's catchy stuff, isn't it? It's stuff that they don't. What do you want them to sing about? Depression, World Wars, Ericsson, exactly. Ericsson dying and coming back.
Yeah.
Resurrection, and then EDM track in the back.
What did you say? The what?
Resurrection, or revival, something like that. It's like Eurovision, and then EDM, background, doom, 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 resurrection, doom, doom. Like that's typical.
Maybe that's not the word you should be. Maybe you should say a different word. It sounds
I don't know.
Something else.
You know what?
Oh, that's what you thought she said. I've just worked out what you were getting hot and bothered about.
You know what? I'm going to write a song about a burrito or something like that.
Yeah, but as long as you've got a good beat in it, boop, as Dora was doing, you'd be all right.
Well, it's actually a rap.
Nice.
Oh no!
Nice,
like the guy from Estonia. The guy from Estonia, by the way, whose name is Tommy Cash, said espresso macchiato, and had.
What does that mean?
Like a drink, Italian drink, and had 3 more Italian words, and he offended whole Italy because of that song, but he ended up third. Do you
remember Lordy?
Sorry?
Do you remember Lordy?
Of course.
That's what
hallelujah.
You would hate it, Yabba. It was like sort of, I think they were from Finland, and they were like sort of death metal, and they were dressed up as goblins and stuff, and it was very satanic. But they also had fireworks on their instruments, and it was wicked. Yeah, it was wicked.
Amazing.
Sabrina, Boys, do a song. No, Samantha Fox. Didn't she enter one time?
I think so. In 2000. Yeah.
What, the Patriot Sam Fox?
Yeah, Samantha Fox. I'm sure she'd done a Eurovision.
Did Celine Dion used to win it a lot as well?
Yes, she won it one time for Switzerland in 1988. Celine Dion.
For who? Which country? She's
Switzerland.
Her and David Alaba.
Oh, shut up. Okay, we need to come back to football. We are losing them.
No, we drifted off a bit. So, Euro, and Dallo. do we feel that they're actually going to get some game time? Because, funny enough, normally they post a lot of Manchester United training videos. Obviously, they want to release it to us, but everything's been very quiet in regards to the videos. I think Euro and Dallo are in full training.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but it's whether they'll start or not. I mean, I think you have to look back to the Chelsea game because that is a crazy team selection to play before a final, and I don't know if that is about like Mazraoui's going to play surely. Like he's been one of our most consistent players. It looked like he needed a rest to me, and he played. And I think that the team that played against Chelsea is the players in that are the most likely ones to start. I feel Yoro, Heaven, they haven't played. They haven't played since they got injured, have they?
No.
Heaven played the other day, didn't he?
He played 5 minutes and nearly gave away a penalty.
So what bath time is that, Tyrone?
I'm not sure because I've messaged him and he hasn't got back to me. So if you can message me, Tyrone, then I'll mod you. Or well, Mr. B will mod you.
I just don't think it's Tyrone, that's all.
I think it is, but
I think it is. But
the only thing is that he was using his armpit picture the other day. And that's not his armpit picture. God, honestly, constantly questioning the nature of reality. Welcome to my world, boys. But you, I mean, like for me, I think that there's no doubt if some players were fit, they'd start. But I think that I think Yoro, Heaven, I don't think they're going to make it. To be honest,
it's a big risk. I mean, when you think about
what is it though?
Stake, because I'd rather play experienced players. That's why I'm talking about Luke Shaw, Lindelof. These guys would be
Luke Shaw.
They've been playing regularly. It's a bit of a risk to bring someone back in after injury, even though Yoro's been fantastic up until a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what the injury was. We don't know what it was, but they said it was light injury and he would be back. Now, granted, if he didn't get injured and coming into the game, he's on that form, he would be a shoo-in for me. But because of the injury, we always have to be cautious about just throwing someone back into the side. And Dalot, that's where Dalot comes into it. I think there's an issue there. He's been out so long. We don't know. He didn't play against Chelsea. He didn't have a run out. You rarely see that someone, unless you're a superstar player, comes straight back into the side, walks back into the side, and like he hasn't been away at all. I'm sure there's going to be some rust there as well. And in a final like that, the manager would be criticised if he did play him and we didn't win the game and he made a mistake or something like that. So I can't see Dalot playing. But Yoro, considering it's only a couple of weeks ago that he got injured and the form he was at that stage, I think it's quite a strong possibility he'd definitely be on the bench.
But you're saying he wouldn't start?
Not for me, no.
Yeah, me neither. The other thing is that like finals are different beasts, aren't they? And like,
so you would rather play
somebody
who you know has got weaknesses in Lindelof, where the opposition can dunk on his head, as I'm sure it was Bilal said, rather than play somebody who's got less weaknesses?
That would be an unfair assessment of the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
It's a final. We're both low on confidence, high on nerves. It's not the worst thing in the world to pick players that have the experience of getting through these games and being able to manage them. We don't really know the character of Yoro and Heaven and things like that, where like I'll tell you what we do know about Heaven is he's actually he's a nervy player. Do you remember all the handballs that he was doing when he first came into the team? He comes off the bench against Chelsea and almost instantly gives the penalty away. It's things like this that I think like we've got to have a team that will sit in and not give anything away for sort of 20 or 25 minutes, and they'll understand when to win free kicks, basically sort of use their experience and stuff. So I'm not saying that like that Yoro isn't a better player and stuff, but I think that a lot of mentality is needed to get yourself across the line in a final. We've seen it from like Real Madrid over the years and so on. Like they weren't the best players, but they were able to get it across. And I think that someone like Yoro should be like sort of bled into these situations a little bit, because you never know how it's going to go. If he gives a penalty away or gets a red card is a big worry of mine. I really hope Christian Romero gives a red away. That would be fantastic. But yeah, so I don't think it's that crazy to say that in a European final with so much on the line, it's not the worst thing in the world to go for experience over youth.
I'm not having. There's nowhere on God's green earth I'm having Lindelof starting over Euro, or Mazraoui or Luke Shaw. So if any of those four, I mean, Maguire is going to start. If any of those four, he doesn't touch the pitch. He doesn't touch the pitch.
I think he's not healthy. That's why he will probably be on the bench. That's my assessment. Like, if he's healthy, I think he gets over Lindelof. Like, I would put him over Lindelof because I feel like Euro played really well before he got injured. It's just, I think he's not fully ready. He doesn't have match fitness, unfortunately. Hence why I think we will see 2019 edition of United Defence with Maguire, Lindelof, and Luke Shaw.
I swear to God, if that is put out, I'm going. I don't want to be mad before the final. I just want the team that I want. The team that I want to choose is the team that. If those three MFs are playing, I'm going to lose my shit.
Get ready, Mr. B. They're going to play.
And then we've got Papa Don wrist behind them. We've got no chance. We got no. They will target Son. Son will target Lindelof. If they move Lindelof to the side that Son doesn't normally play on, they're going to move Son to that side. Yeah, Lindelof is a liability, and I do not believe that you lot are saying that he should be starting the game.
Mr. B, just going while we're on the topic, because I did ask initially. I mean, he's served the club. He's been there, 7, maybe 8 years now. And he could be leaving at the end of the season, regardless of what you're saying about the contract.
He is leaving at the end of the season.
All right, so regardless of that, just sum up for me in a short, punchy way. What's your feelings of him as a servant for Man United? That was my point.
He got well done. He's been here 8 years. 3 years ago, he should have been sold. 3 years ago, he should have been sold. Yeah, we carried on picking. Well, he hasn't been a great defender. He hasn't even been a very, very good defender. He's just been meh. Defender.
So when we came second and third in league, who was the main centre backs?
I don't even know what I did yesterday. Don't ask me that question. I couldn't even tell you.
Well, you know the answer. Come on.
Listen, everybody has a purple patch, but he's been here 3 years too long. He's been here 3 years too long. 8 years. Lindelof. 8 years at our club, bruv. And every week, anybody with any ounce of strength is holding him off. You got players jumping over. He doesn't even get off the ground. He's always doing this. Doesn't even get off the ground. But you want him to play over Euro. You want him to play over Mazraoui. And you want him. I'd rather Luke Shaw played and Mazraoui.
I would love it. Like I said, if Eriksen went to Derby and met Eddie, I would love it if Lindelof came down to London and met Mr. B. I would get my phone out and film that shit right there because Mr. B
would brick him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I don't. He wouldn't be a player that I would see and think, oh, Lindelof.
Would you cross the road to go and say anything to him?
Not a chance. I wouldn't even take a picture. I wouldn't even take a photo. I wouldn't ask him for a selfie. I wouldn't even take the picture across the road and zoom it. I wouldn't do nothing. Nothing.
If you were in your van and you were driving along and you saw Lindelof coming towards you, what percentage chance would you give yourself of happy slapping him?
I tell you, it would be a very, very big chance.
I mean, Anana's 100%.
Oh yeah. I would knock him over in the van. I wouldn't be happy slapping. You know what I mean? I'll be getting done for dangerous driving. No, I just don't feel that he should.
So who else contracts coming to an end? We've got Lindelof,
Evans,
we've got Eriksen,
and Eriksen.
So how do you feel about Evans? Do you guys, Dora? Do you think? I mean, look, I respect these guys. I think they've served the club really well. Evans got 2 spells at the club. He's done really well last season.
Yeah, so Evans far more than Lindelof. He's won Champions League, Premier Leagues. He deserves a thank you. He's stolen a taxi with Danny Drinkwater, which always entertains me. He definitely does. Thing is that but I think with someone like Lindelof, you just say they were a decent signing. they put the effort in and things, and they were perfectly fine. Like promoting them to legendary status, I think, is a bit much because, like, with someone like Maguire, you can say that there's been a legendary Maguire performance or something, like, you know, scoring in the last minute. With Lindelof, can you name me his legendary moment? Can you name me Eriksen's legendary moment for Manchester United?
Oh,
We've
can't.
gone quiet.
Yeah, but you need a
exactly.
legendary moment to be a legend.
Oh, sorry, he died. He died on the pitch, but he wasn't even in a United shirt, and it made him a legend. Go on. Thank you. That's a brilliant question. Look, Yabba's silent. Oh my God.
Could we mob Tyrone now?
He got you, Yaba. He got you.
Yeah,
It's not about getting people. It's about making arguments and stuff. Like I wouldn't disagree with Yabba if he said that Eriksen was a legend of football, because you can't tell me that those scenes in the Euros or whatever weren't some of the most harrowing things you've ever seen on a football pitch. And then, like when he came back for Brentford, I think, did Brandon Williams like roll all over him, kissing him and things,
Yeah,
like, and stuff like
that video was great because, you know, I think he fouled him. Eriksen fouled Williams, and he got really. And then when he saw who it is, he started hugging him. It was a very sweet one.
Yeah, it's so Eriksen. I've got no issues with him as a legend of football because that story belongs to everyone. But there hasn't been to be honest. They can still do it though. If we get a game like we did against Lyon and Eriksen or Lindelof scores the winner, then I might change my mind. But for the moment, they're just
Lindelof more like to score an own goal.
To be fair, let me say this about Eriksen. I've seen him. I remember when Paul Scholes used to play, and I used to watch him and just be in awe because he would just dictate the play and get us in control of the football match. And I've seen times when Eriksen, granted, I know he's coming to the end of his career, but when he's played for Man United, where he's come on the pitch and just calmed the storm and showed his experience and his two-footed, left foot, right foot, crossing with the left foot, dictating the play in the final third. I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed by him as a footballer. And I just think when the youngsters coming up are giving this quiz or they say, who's been, best player you played with or best trainer or whatever, a lot of them I'm sure would say Eriksen's a fine footballer. Because even Dennis Bergkamp, when he was a coach at Ajax and Eriksen was coming up, he said he's the best 16, 17-year-old kid he's ever seen. Because even then he was two-footed and had a brain on him. So I think he's a great player to have around the club. He's a talented player and mature player now. And I think we don't see, just because obviously he doesn't play that often or he's not performing to the levels that he was in the past. But I'm sure there's other attributes that make him a great squad player. So I'm really want to say thank you, Eriksen, for coming to our club and performing. And, it's au revoir from, in a couple of games. But I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate having that sort of talent on our pitch.
Okay, but the question...
Scousers are losing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yay. They won the league, but they're losing. Yay.
Kieran.
Anyone else leaving?
Hopefully Sancho, hopefully Rashford,
Onana.
Hopefully Anthony.
Those are
Onana.
are they?
By the way, guys, did anyone look? It's just like kicking the bollocks. But Mason Greenwood the other day, I watched it. I've got him like on I watched Marseille on YouTube. I just want to keep in touch. He played really well the other day, scored a brace, I think, missed a penalty as well. He's left-footed, I think, but he takes his penalties with his right foot, and they love him out there. I mean, he cut inside, he got in on goal for one of them from the left, cutting onto his right foot and just slotted it near post game to keep the guy out of the eyes. He's doing really well in Marseille, and I imagine he's going to get a good move as well. But, I just want to shout him out because regardless of what's happened, as a footballer, he's done pretty well.
Oh, that's a good one.
Do me a favor, Tyrone. It's gonna make it a lot easier for me to mod you when the show's finished. Just comment on a past stream for me, so that I can just pick it up because I'm trying to do it here and I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing.
I mean, mean, it's great because he
No,
sent
I
that
can use
message,
that word.
and now I cannot see chat. He broke the chat. So thank you, BT.
My pleasure. Yeah.
There was something else I did want to talk to you about. We've spoken about legends. We talk about legends. We spoke
Cunha?
about. Yeah, well, let's finish. Let's just finish the preview before we talk about Cunha. Score predictions. We'll take them tomorrow. Actually, no, because Dora's not here tomorrow. So yeah, we probably will do. We will do score predictions. Is there anybody you do not want to see get on the pitch?
Andro Nana.
Oh, for us.
Yeah, for
us.
So you would rather play?
No. I would rather play anyone but those two. Like, they are just a calamity at the back. But no, all jokes aside, I know Nana is going to start because we don't have a choice. But I'm trying to think. I mean, like I know we're not going to go through the whole team, but yeah, I'm curious. Like, we will see. I'm curious to see what is going to start. Are we going to go with? We need to get rid of him, by the way. But yeah, I think it will be curious to see which pivot is going to start. Are we going to see, for example, Casemiro Bruno together? Are we going to see Ugarte Casemiro together? So it will be interesting to see. But I'm curious as well. Like, I know some of. I think is James Madison. Is James Madison going to start for Spurs? I think he's done.
No, he's out.
I think Kulusevski is done.
He's done.
Yeah.
Mickey van de Ven?
No, they think Romero and Van de Ven are going to make it. The doubt is with Bergval, I believe.
Oh yeah, Bergval as well. I think he won't play. So I think we need to have, and I know we are missing some of the players, but I think we are having an upper hand on that side, because if you look at Rasmus, I don't want to see him, but we will probably see him. But yeah, I think some of the players are out of form in Spurs. Like everyone, I remember, everyone was praising Destiny Udogie. He was like, this season he's been poor, in my opinion. He
injured.
never caught. Is he currently injured?
He's been injured.
Oh yeah, but when he came back, he was like the same thing that happened to us with Licha Martinez, like the same thing. So I think we kind of have the upper hand on that side, like. But yeah, it will be really rough, and hopefully we win against them, because I don't want to see Spurs getting our trophy. Third VT enter the stream. Oh my god!
Applying.
I'm screaming.
I've got a bit of an odd one about who I don't want to see play, and it's Amad Diallo. You're back.
Ooh, you would like to see, for example, Bruno at the 10 and Garnacho, right? Or
No.
Mason Mount? No,
because I don't want Ugarte to play either.
Ooh,
Ugarte has driven me crazy in the last 2 games
poor.
with basic defending mistakes. Like, if you look at that goal that we conceded against Chelsea, like after the show, go and look at it. Look what Ugarte does with Cole Palmer. He passes him off onto Lindelof, and that means that Lindelof isn't able to clear the header, and he just sort of stands there. I don't understand 2-man midfields, but I know that is a mistake, and that cost us the points. And then Amad Diallo has been disastrous in defensive positions in the last 2 games.
Agreed.
Disastrous. Agreed. So I don't mind having him at number 10 or like up the pitch, but I don't. The argument about him being a wing back has to finish now, because he's not good enough to defend properly. He's got no understanding of danger or of what to do, and I just I think that someone like Amran would have been looking around the team and thought, like, these players are going to let me down. Like, Rasmus is going to let you down, but there's been so many basic errors from the team. It wouldn't. I mean, do we think Rasmus is going to start? Like, is there any chance he doesn't start yet?
I was thinking about it because obviously it's been in our mind a lot, hasn't it? We've had a few days now before the final. I was thinking maybe like we did last season in the FA Cup final, put Bruno in there and pack the midfield with quality players. That's an option, but that would really destroy someone's confidence when there isn't any other strikers as backup. But I think if you want to make a statement and say, look, man, because to be honest, most fans are sick of him. And I don't know how the manager feels, but he's not getting enough out of him, is he really? So it's a possibility. A tactical decision could be to play Bruno up top. But he would lose something with Bruno on the ball a lot deeper. Just going back to what you said about Ahmad, I'm really surprised to say that. He's come back from injury, and then you're disappointed with his defending when he's played in those positions. Now, he's not a wing back. I don't think he's ever been a wing back or a defender. Wing back, which means back, stay back and defend, do your thing. I just think he needs more time because it's the first time anyone's really criticised him as for his defending when he's been playing a role which is new to him. And when he was playing there, everyone was raving about, he gives us something going forward, because when we just had the basic fullbacks playing there and who can kind of defend, they weren't giving us something going forward. So it's a good discussion about that with Ahmad. I'm not sure where we go with that, about his position. I do prefer him higher up the pitch. He's so talented. But when he does play wide and pick up the ball, he uses the ball really well. The defending side of thing, he is small, granted, but that's the kind of balance you have to have.
He'd be against Son, the Abba.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's the balance you have to have a lot of the time. Just quickly, I just want to add here. Anyone read the Telegraph today? Because this is what's come out of the Telegraph about Ahmad. He said Ahmad believes he can become one of the best players in the world under Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. And that's from the Daily Telegraph. So that just shows you the enthusiasm, the spark that is Ahmad Diallo, and why he's been a special player.
That's just words, Yappa.
Yeah, but Ronaldo also said the same thing, and no one really believed
but he did it.
Yeah, but no one believed in him. You don't believe in Ahmad because you're saying he's not defending well enough, but you have to give the kid credit. He's been through it. He's been benched. He's been sent on loan.
Nicholas Bentner.
He's come back in the side. He's got enthusiasm. All the players love him. He's great to have around the change room, and he's just so confident. And he gets the ball. He links it up well, and he drives at people. He's talented. Got good feet. And now we're going to sit here and say, he can't
doesn't release the ball quickly enough.
In his last few games when he's come back from injury.
No, because he's done an interview and said, I reckon I can be the best player in the world, and Ten Hag was mean to me. He's only ever performed at a proper level in the Championship. He was didn't want to be played him at Rangers and things, and he's got out and made dreadful defensive errors in the last two games, and now I hear that he thinks he could be the best player in the world. I don't care what he's out there saying. He's got to do it on the football pitch, and we're in 16th. So that doesn't really cut any weight with me. It's exactly the same as Nicholas Bentner running around with his pants spotted by Paddy Power, talking about he could be the best player in the world.
But also, by the way, I need to add this one. Dan Lovren said he's the best centre back in the world.
And to be fair, he got to the World Cup final and the Champions League final.
Okay, he has some of it, 16th. Right? He won trophies, okay, in France, in Croatia, in Russia, I think as well. So he has it, but he made he is probably one of the worst defenders during Klopp era. And he said it, right? And everyone laughed at him, and some people praised his confidence. I think Ahmad needs to say it, right? He won't say, I think I will be a decent player. I think it's good to have confident players. It's good to have people who believe in themselves, but that doesn't mean anything, especially in the context of this season and this game.
He can say it after the game if he scores a hat-trick or something like that. Wicked. But but I'm very surprised that you like this, because this is just talking as opposed to performing on the pitch. This is the worst Manchester United team that we've seen. And fair play, Ahmad's had 2 Player of the Month awards. Great stuff. But I think he's wildly overrated as an attacker, and someone.
What did you say?
Wildly overrated as an attacker.
Half time. Why are you taking the piss out of us today, bro?
I don't think that Ahmad's that great.
But you rate Scott McTominay, right?
Scott McTominay is about to win a Scudetto.
I don't give a fuck. You rate Scott McTominay over Ahmad?
Yeah, I'd much prefer Scott McTominay in the number 10 than Ahmad.
Look, my thing
Let's
is
not
this,
have
I
that discussion,
I
please.
don't know how it is in Croatia,
Yeah,
Dora, but the English traditionally they love a loser. And if you come out like Prince Nassim or Muhammad Ali, you see how people react to that. When you come out and say, I'm the greatest, I'm going to be the best. When Burrito come out and said, I'm a special one. The English, something about the English culture and English tradition, we just don't like that. We think it's too arrogant, too confident. Americans love to do that. Oh, I'm great, I'll beat your ass and all this kind of thing. I like the attitude of Ahmad. I think, like I said in my speech and my take on it, I think it's wonderful to hear him saying that. He's enthusiastic. He might not be the best in the world. He might never be, but at least he's trying. At least he's trying. This is a guy who's came from Africa into Europe, ended up Atlanta, away from his family, everything else. Really made it. It's a great story, and I'm really, really proud of this young man. He can come to this stage now and be, when he was at Rangers, he missed out on the cup final, and now he's got an opportunity again to be in the cup final. He's applauding his manager. He's backing the manager, saying, under this manager, I believe I can be the best ever. And I just think it's great. That's what you want to be hearing from players. And I don't want to be putting down anyone who thinks they're the greatest. I would tell everyone, my son or whoever, I would always say to him, you are the greatest. You be the best you can be. You're great. And you can never put people down to say they're not. If you believe in yourself enough, then it's a wonderful thing. So I'm really excited about Ahmad as a player and his story and what he's had to come through and everything. So I just think I would like to see him, succeed at Man United, and he's starting to show signs this season that he can improve and become a great player for us.
I'm stunned by what I'm hearing. Especially from you, Bath Time. But no, it's yeah. I'm just that shocked me, man. That shocked me. Have surprised me quite a lot today. To be fair, with some of your takes, especially on the Ahmad one, is just completely blown my mind. BT. Honestly,
all our players are rubbish. Like that's what you've got to, including him.
Bruno's not rubbish.
Bruno's been okay this season, but we're in 16th. I can't be hearing like this player has been. Really
Hold on. So it's Bruno's fault. What if we didn't have Bruno? We would have been relegated.
Yeah, that's why I said he's been okay.
So
like,
let me
the
just
best player.
I really have to interrupt now. It's about timing. Let me just drop this one on you. This is from The Athletic today, and one respectful source. Exactly what we're talking about. This is David Beckham. Now, Bath Time is saying Bruno's been okay. This is David Beckham. He says here, I like to think you wouldn't have to sell your captain, meaning Bruno Fernandes. He's been exceptional. We have all been critical at times of some Man United players, but we needed someone to step up, and he has done it. That's his opinion.
He's done it in the last. He's done it since December, I think. Would you agree Bruno's best form has been since December?
Yeah.
Yes, after Roy Keane criticized him.
How many games have we won since December?
Yeah, but it's not
Bruno's fault,
though, man.
Yeah, that's very different. Yeah, but in the Europa League, I believe he has in 14 games 9 goals and 7 assists, which is stunning. In the Premier League, I think he has 8 goals and 4 assists in 35 games. Like he's been okay, and but comparatively, he's been world class compared to the rest of them. They have been a shambles and an embarrassment this year. And honestly, when you look at the defending that players like Ahmad and Ugarte have done in the last 3 or 4 games, I can't be hearing that they're.
Yeah, but Ahmad's not a defender, man. You had this.
Yeah, but he's been played in a defensive position.
He's not a defender. Bath Time. Ahmad is an attacking player. Were you going to play Shearer on the wing and tell him to run back?
He's a very good crosser of the football.
And Trackman, that's got nothing to do with it. He's not a right back. Yeah, Ahmad, that's not Ahmad's position. There's always going to be weaknesses to his game in that position. Stick him in the number 10, where he doesn't have to be worried about running down the pitch trying to out jump somebody. You know what I mean? So he's playing him in the wrong position. Play either Mazraoui or Dalot. We know Dalot's a waste man in that position anyway. Play him so that Ahmad can play in his proper position.
I personally think that like Diallo is our third best number 10. I would have Bruno and Mount ahead of him in terms of what they can do. Like I know people like Ahmad, and he's a very nice player to watch, but I don't think he's anywhere near the level that people put him at because of his output and his ability to affect matches and stuff. Like, yeah, he scored a lovely goal against Manchester City. He's won a couple of like 1v1s and sort of got us up the pitch.
And won us big games.
Well, no, he hasn't won us. Like Ericsson has won us more games than.
Before he got injured, he was on fire.
Thank you. I think
that was at the start of the season with Ten Hag.
He got injured, and then everything. We were really upset. So, oh God, and we've lost Ahmad as well. That was the talk on the channel. Maybe not by yourself, but I just think give him more time. Half time. You know, next season we'll see how he progresses. I don't know how you feel about Dora, but Barthine's really putting the boots in on our Ahmad. What do you think about him as a player? I mean, do you think Barthine's fair to be saying this about a guy that hasn't been injured for a chunk of the season, but at times has shown he could be the world-class player that under Amarin that he says he could be?
I think if he plays as the 10, he outscores Saka next season. I'm sorry, I do. I think he outscores Saka. I think he's
outscored Saka this season.
Oh, there you go then. See, there you go.
If
they both have, so was Ahmad. If they both have the same amount of games, he outscores Saka next season, 100%.
I think when Cunha comes in and we sign another striker that can actually score at least 10 goals a season, I think Ahmad Diallo won't outscore Saka. That's my opinion. Like, because
if he doesn't get the game time?
If he probably, I don't expect him to start, honestly, if those two come in and they're going to be players that are going to play in front of him. But imagine, for example, if we have Delap in number 9, we have Cunha, we have not Bruno, we have Ahmad at 10, and then we have Bruno and Casemiro pivot, something like that, right? I'm just throwing it out there, right? Hypothetically. I don't think in that team he would get 10 goals. That's my opinion. Like, because when we needed him,
get 20 assists if Rasmus ain't playing.
Maybe, but I just like, who knows? Like, but I agree with Tyrone what he said in the comments. Like, I'm not saying that he is overrated. I think people hyped him that so much because he was the only one during that awful. Like, this is an awful patch. We can all agree. We are 16th. We haven't won since March. But when he came in around Christmas or whatever, when he started playing for Amorim, he was attacking. He had energy. He was very passionate. He created something. He was running, like he was, pressuring. I think against Southampton, he was like, he by himself won that game. He scored a hat trick.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I rate it. I rate his passion. I rate his drive. But in my opinion, I don't think he will ever reach that world class. How do you say it? Point of his career. I think at United especially, I see him as a great squad player. Now, will he, especially if we sign and we start playing better, blah, blah, blah. If he wants to stay to be a squad player, because we have a lot of games, we are going to play multiple, competitions, blah, blah. I think there is a place for him, but I don't believe that he is a starting 11 material. Like, not just even that, like, even against I know I'm pinpointing one game, but he played the game before. Did he play against Brentford? I think he did.
He came on against Brentford.
He came on against Brentford. He's a spark, right? But that spark doesn't, how do you say it? Spark throughout the whole 90 minutes, right? Ignite, throughout the whole 90 minutes. He comes in, gives you that impact, and I think that's his role at United in the future, unless all of a sudden he explodes and he says to me, to BT, to Andrew, to Tyrone, and everyone else, oh, you don't know football, you are shit, blah blah. I wish him all the best. I wish him to be a world-class player, and he stays at United and he plays all the time.
You know
But
what?
currently, I cannot see it that he becomes world class
I hope-
for United.
I hope during the pre-season he goes to the beautiful Croatia and bumps into you, and we will see your reaction.
The other thing I'd like to point out about Ahmad is I think that he got, in the same way that whoever comes in next as striker is going to be like loved because he's not Rasmus. I think a lot of this comes down to the fact he's not Anthony.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
he's levels. Like in terms of aesthetics, he's levels above Anthony. Like on the ball, everyone was sick and tired of Anthony. Ahmad came in, and there's a lot to like with Ahmad. He's committed. He runs about. He moves nicely on the ball, and so on. But I think that he has become wildly overrated. Like, to compare him, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Andrew, but to compare Ahmad to Saka is crazy to
Who
me.
compared him to Saka?
I did. I said
He scored more goals in the number 10
he outscores him next season. That is
as a number 10.
And you lot said he's outscored him this season.
He has this season. But you got to remember, he got a hat-trick against Southampton.
I don't give a shit. So those goals that Saka gets against the Holy Blood Clots and all of them ones, what they don't count. They don't count. It doesn't matter who you score against. Surely.
No, it doesn't matter who you score against. But like, basically, 45% of Ahmad's goals came in one game against one of the worst Premier League teams of all time. And I feel that that sort of boosts the stats a little bit.
My point is this: the Taylor in his interview, he's come out and said, under Amorim, I feel they can basically meaning he's going to develop, and we haven't seen that from many players at Man United, developing players, improving under a manager. So that's a good sign for me. I get excited about that. All right, no one's bigging him up. No one's saying he's going to be better than Saka or anything like that. We're just saying it's nice to see someone so big-hearted, so passionate about his game that he wants to reach those levels. He might not make it, but at least he's got the belief. You've got to believe in yourself. It's the most important thing. If you don't believe in yourself, you wouldn't get out of bed in the morning and try. You wouldn't give yourself in every sort of drill and training. You wouldn't touch the line, go to the line all the time and give 110%. That's
just real Rasmus.
Rasmus does that, but still.
No, Rasmus is dead as a footballer, isn't he? You're right about confidence, and I do think that Spurs and United will be rock bottom in confidence, and they won't be looking forward to this game. I think in their head they'll be running through things that can go wrong rather than things that can go right. Yep. So I do understand that Ahmad, just to come out when we're in 16th and go, I reckon I can be the best player in the world, is there is something you can find positive in that. But at the moment, I am sick of this team, and I'm disgusted with what they've done this season, all of them. And Bruno and Ahmad have shined brightly in some games, but it's not good enough. And it to be honest, but it feels like it's taking the piss a little bit. That's why it's got me angry. I know that that you guys like Ahmad, no problem. I understand why you like him and things. It's just, for me, I don't think that he's I don't think that he's anywhere near the quality to be a first team starter in a Champions League in a Champions League team.
Fair enough. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. Let's prove people wrong. It's all about opinions, isn't it? You've got to prove people wrong. And I don't know either. There's a question mark from me.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's just nice to see that a player, you talked about both teams going into the game, lack of confidence, but it's nice to see a player, with it before the game, to give you that memory, which says, I remember Saka is up for it. He's really excited. He's putting out positive vibes out there rather than, something kind of flatlined or, stuttering to sort of really give a bold prediction about it. It could be an exciting game. It could be a boring game.
It'll be a boring game.
Yeah, because of the pressure. There's so much, so many variables when we're going into this game about the season. It's a laughable, isn't it? Like you said, you mentioned Wenger, talking about two sides who probably don't deserve to get into an elite competition like the Champions League, but that's the rules. We will get in there.
But
one of us will win it. So
if you go unbeaten in the UEFA Cup, which I think we're going for, especially coming from Wenger with all that invincible nonsense. You're basically demonstrating that you are better than every other team in the Europa League by winning it. So I don't think that it's a particularly strong argument, and I think it's just, I don't know what Wenger. I feel that he was acting like a YouTuber when he said this and was like rage baiting because.
But didn't Wenger come out? He got a few ideas, isn't he, Dora? He come out, didn't? Is Wenger the one who come out with it offside?
Yeah.
Give more advantage. What was that one about? It was
Explain
about
a bit,
giving the attacker more advantage.
Yeah, for example, he wanted to dismiss the butt of size. For example, like it happened in the Champions League, someone was offside because his butt was offside or onside, not sure.
It's just
or
feet, isn't it?
And toe. I saw toes being, playing people on, and he wanted essentially he wanted to give advantage to the attackers in those situations, right? So we don't have millimeters offsides, and I think he had some other ideas, but not sure.
To add to that, Dora, I think I'm a big track and field fan, and when I see some of these offsides, I mean like the arm or whatever. It's hard because if you want to take off or bend your run and everything, you have to use your balance in your arms. So if you're pointing your fingertip or something's offside, it's a bit unfair. I think
it's not your fingertip though, Yabba. It's any part of the body that can legally score a goal. Okay. And I think that is a reasonable. I don't like it, but it's a reasonable argument.
That's fair. My point is, I think like in athletics, it should be the torso. So even. I think that should be considered.
But hang on, when you like win a race, can you not do it with your head?
No, it's your torso.
No, only your body.
Yeah, but you can score a goal with your head. So if your head's offside, it's offside. Like your hands are never going to be offside.
Just quickly, I'm going to throw out a few questions to you guys before we wind up because I want to go. Well done, Dean Henderson, ex-Man United. Should he have been sent off? Did you see that in the FA Cup final?
Yes.
Why wasn't he sent off then?
Yeah, he should have been sent because it's magic. It's beautiful. It's tremendous. They've been cheating for how much years? So they got skanked, proper skanked. And guess what? Like the whole world knows they cheated, the whole world knows that they got skanked. Yeah. Good.
But they've worded it to say it wasn't going to be on goal or a direct. What was the wording they used?
Is it going away from goal?
Away from goal or something? Is that the way to describe it?
Yeah, I mean, to me,
handball is handball.
It's as blatant as. Do you remember Schumacher taking out someone? It's as blatant as. Yeah, it's just blatant cheating, and I was delighted, absolutely delighted that they left it in because Henderson knew what he was doing. It was a deliberate action. It stopped a clear goal scoring opportunity. I couldn't believe that it wasn't a red card, and I'm delighted that it wasn't a red card because in the same way that I thought West Ham were incredible going out and winning the Conference League, I'm delighted for Crystal Palace going out and winning the FA Cup, and I wish more teams showed ambition like that, to be honest, because the FA Cup is the greatest domestic cup competition in the world. People like Rich from Flying Eagles or whatever it's called, he will remember that, like Eagle Eye TV. He'll remember that for the rest of time. Like that would be I don't know if he went with his daughter or whatever, but it'd be an amazing moment for him, and that game will live long in the memory. And I think it's absolutely quality that Palace cheated and then they beat City. I think it is the magic of the cup.
What about the penalty save though? Henderson is only the second player to ever do it. The last one was Dave.
It wasn't. You think it was a good penalty?
Yeah, it was in the corner, wasn't it?
It's a bottle from Haaland.
It wasn't in the corner.
Yeah.
For him to hand it over. Well, good. He's proven he's human. We mate and robot and all of this. You know what? Pressure is pressure. Even the best players in the world, if he takes that and misses, which he probably would have done because his penalty taking isn't the best. These are the things that are going through his mind. So, long.
It was like John Terry, like what Marmoush did. Like he sort of saw the glory and things, and like I hate the fact that people say, football should be played the right way on the ground, like tiki-taka nonsense. Football should be like, I like long ball, direct football, pace.
That's why, because you're English. That's why you like it. Come on, not everyone likes it.
Yeah, but I think that everyone should respect it as part of football. I love sitting in as a team, heading the ball, being tough, difficult to beat. I think it's fantastic. And because, Dora, it is English, and that was a quintessential English performance in the English Domestic Cup, I think that it's a great way of showing that you don't need all this zonal occupation and loads of the ball and stuff, like that you can go out and play different styles of football and be successful. And it's quite nice that City have got to be beginning to think that they're bottlers in finals, because if you said Manchester United last season, Crystal Palace this season, they lost both of those games in a final.
They can go.
I think that says quite a lot about Manchester City, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
By the way, are we going to talk about Cunha?
Well, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you know what?
Can I start this off? Because I just read these anyway. So I've got a bit here. So this is from a few sources. First one's from Sky Sports. It says Cunha loves Manchester United. He's probably something's come out for him to say that. And then Matheus Cunha is set to join Manchester United after the season ends this week. United are expected to trigger the £62.5 million release clause in his contract. There's been no direct contact yet between the clubs, but those formalities are anticipated once the season has closed. Despite interest from multiple Premier League clubs, Cunha only wants to join Manchester United. So there you go, Dora. Good segue for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was expected, right? He obviously wants to come, which is a great, thing to see. He is a Premier League proven player. I remember when he was at Atletico Madrid, people were saying, he is young and all that, but it feels like he needs development. He needs to get bigger. He needs to get stronger. There is something in him, but he cannot reach that level. And then he came to Wolves, and he needed some time, of course, to adapt to the physicality of the Premier League. And he became the best player of the Wolves. Without him, they will probably be in the relegation battle. Like, they have a good team, right? First with Gary O'Neill, now they have another manager. I forgot his name, but they kind of struggled. They changed their manager as well, but still, he even rinsed us when we played against them. Like, he with his runs and with his creativity, and I think this is what we need. Put him and, for example, someone like Mason Mount at number 10. I think there is something there, or maybe go with the other version of Amorim's system of 4 players, for example, like Casemiro, Bruno, Mount, and Cunha. I think that's a good. Like, my only concern about him is that will he want to track back. I know some people. I watched few Wolves games. He would never track back that much. I think at United he will need to run more, but I feel like he needs to. In my heart, he needs to be a good player, and I think the club believes it. But I think he will be good for United, especially since he's Premier League proven. He fits the system. He is technically Brazilian or whatever. So is he Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there is that connection, Portuguese-Brazilian connection. So yeah, I think he will do good for United, and we needed him. Now we need to go for a pure striker, because I don't believe that he's going to play as a striker.
Brilliant. I'm excited. I mean, we discussed him so many times at the club, but when he's hearing news like that to say that he's close and it could be happening at the end of the season, that's something to get excited about. As well as I know Barton started the show by talking about Delap, saying that he's in town looking for probably properties or something like that. I don't know, but either way, that's a lot. We've got a lot to talk about going forward once this big game's over and done with. And we can start to speculate about who's coming in and who's going out. But yeah,
It's not speculation. The deal's done. It's not
It's been
speculation.
done for weeks.
the deal's done. But you know what? Out of respect for Wolves, he hasn't spoken. I'm delighted. He's going to be our proper number 10. I assume he's going to take the number 10 shirt because Rashford will be gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get somebody to wear the number 9 shirt. Take it from him. No, I don't. I'm being serious, bro.
I know.
Even if he's at the club, take the shirt from him.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
Martial Zlatan situation.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Cavani Ronaldo
Cavani,
situation.
Yeah, but you know what? Martial
He
was
doesn't
scoring
deserve
goals.
it.
He doesn't. You know, he doesn't give it. And if he gets mad, no problem. Give him 81. Give him the 81 shirt.
Zamorano.
Yeah, if that's what he wants, give him the 81 shirt. You know what I mean? Or 44. No, 45.
Or York,
You know what I mean?
1 and 9.
Yeah, you know, just look. I'm not even going to get into it.
I just, if this is the quality of player we've got, that they're going to be start crying about shirt numbers again after finishing 16th, they can do one.
Exactly.
I think I'm happy with signing Cunha because I wasn't happy with swapping McTominay for Ugarte because I don't think that Ugarte covered like McTominay's goals. I think Cunha does cover his goals and he does cover his running, and that is really important. We need to concentrate on being more effective in both boxes, defending set pieces and scoring goals. I'm not sure how good Cunha is at defending set pieces.
I don't think they have him. I reckon he's going to be the player who they have at the edge of the box.
Like an outlet.
Man, they give the ball to him and he's gone. He's gone.
I don't think he's going to make us worse. I think it's a step in the right direction. He obviously has to improve in terms of work rate and things like that. But every player that comes to Manchester United has to improve. And I think that one thing that's being missed that's really cool is based on like doing these shows over the summer, we've waited till like we've always said, we're going to get this bloody player before he comes on the tour. We got a player before the season's ended. That's beautiful. A huge improvement in 100%. And like Delap's going to be at Carrington like on Thursday or something, looking at the facilities.
Can I say something to you?
Yes.
Obviously, we would both prefer Gyökeres to Delap. There just seems to be a lot of talk, a lot of Gyökeres talk. Obviously, Arsenal are interested, but that's gone quiet, and the fans are losing their mind because they think that they're going to wait until Thursday when we qualify for the Champions League. Do you believe there's any way that we can get Gyökeres and Cunha?
No.
No,
it's the fact he's got an Arsenal tattoo.
Listen, I don't care.
Look, Paul Pierce is a Boston Celtic legend, and he was born in Los Angeles, and he was a Lakers fan before he joined.
I don't know what
NBA.
any of that means.
Well,
like,
it doesn't matter.
As an Everton fan or something.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think, I think there's definitely something going on with Gyökeres. And I don't know. I don't think that we'll get Delap and Gyökeres. It'll be one of the other.
Yeah.
Delap's willing to join at the moment,
and he's cheaper.
He's cheaper, and also
but is he better?
No.
Can I just say?
Well,
do you know how much? Look, my thing is this, right? I understand we're broke. I get that the club is broke, but if you can get Delap for 30 or Gyökeres for 55. Don't you beg, borrow, and steal the other 25?
I'm not sure because Gyökeres, from what I've seen of him and the goals he's scored, I'm not convinced he gets anywhere near those numbers.
He doesn't have to half time. He doesn't have to get 40 goals. He just needs to get 20.
All right. How about this, Mr. B? Would you prefer Cunha, Delap, and a goalkeeper, or Cunha and Gyökeres?
Cunha, Delap, and a goalkeeper. Don't ever. You put any suggestion to me about getting rid of Papadopoulos, bruv. Papadopoulos is gone.
That's kind of how I feel. That like normally I'd say let's spend the extra 20 or 30 million to upgrade the striker, but any striker is going to be an improvement on Rasmus, and any goalkeeper is going to be an improvement on Onana. We're going to whiz up the table if those two positions are just changed, as it were. So I think at the moment we need more quantity than quality to make sure that we're not in a title race. But if you want, if I know, like for example, Matty Bassett bizarrely has trained with Gyökeres. If you want to get one over Arsenal and you want to get like one of Europe's leading forwards in, and you're not convinced by Delap, I'm completely behind you. But my priorities are a number 10, a goalkeeper, and a striker. And I think that anything less than that is a failure of a transfer window. Yabba.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm really looking forward to Wednesday. It's going to be a great moment for us on the channel. So yeah,
only if we win.
Yeah.
Only if we win.
I will be devastated.
Either way, look, we've been to Bilbao already. That stadium. It's the heat. I don't know what the temperature's like out there.
It's not going to be hot.
It's not going to be hot.
Oh, you know
It's not
already.
gonna be hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I just think, look, as it gets closer and draws closer, we're going to get more anxious and excited. But let's just enjoy it as a spectacle.
Do you get nervous for finals?
If I'm playing, yeah, but not necessarily like this. Not anymore.
Like against the Barca games,
yeah, nervous because they were so good. But I'm
nervous because we're so shit. To be honest, that's the thing. Is that normally I'd be really looking forward to this and so on. But we've got ourselves into such a stupid position, like with our finances, and it's like, yeah, but I think that in some ways, this could be the biggest turning point in modern Manchester United history. We could go on and get back, or we could be looking at how we're going to avoid relegation next season, and it's so. I'm really concerned about it.
The irony is this. Let me just say this. I mean, because we're at that stage again. It was in 1990. We were in the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace of all teams. I don't even remember that. And Dennis Law. There's a bit of footage you find on Twitter. Dennis Law, rest in peace, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, not let alone Man United. He said, and he wasn't joking, but he was getting laughed at. Oh, if we win this could be the catalyst for us to go on and win many league titles.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what we did. So yeah, like you say, this is something big, and I will say it again without spitting the screen. It's pivotal.
Well, it only took you 1 hour 27 minutes to actually get it right. Well done.
Yeah, turn it.
You should plug the show for tomorrow, Mr. B.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Right. So look, guys, before we lack a notch out of here, because we have been rambling for an hour and 27. We will be back tomorrow. It will be something slightly different, but something enjoyable. We've got 3 Tottenham fans on. We've got 2 definites. We've got 1 maybe. And it's going to be me, Yabba, and Bath Time. Probably doing a little bit of to and froing. Obviously, you in the chat, we expect you to have our backs. Obviously, don't swear at them, but you're more than likely to banter them and their trophyless club, their dusty cabinet, their lack of players, their lack of history, our heritage. It's basically anything goes tomorrow. So spread the word. We will have a post up on the community channel. So if you can, just share that throughout the day, and we'll get that early, and then we'll see what we do in the evening. So yeah, that'll be us tomorrow. Wednesday, obviously, we won't be doing a watch along. I don't think that makes any sense to anybody actually want to sit down and watch the game. There will be a reaction. What state we will be in for the reaction is a
ready to murder Yabba if we lose. Like,
Creation curses coming out, swear words. Yabba.
If you are positive and we lose, Yabba, I'm going to jump out a window.
Yeah, and you see, you know what is. Anyway, look, it's not if we lose, we won't be losing. So Yabba, you can keep your positivity because we're going to be winning.
Abba's going to get a hat trick. We need a score prediction for Dora.
Yeah, score prediction, please, Dora, my dear.
Score for prediction for United. 2-1.
Come on.
We are going to win it in the last 10 minutes of the game, and it will be scored by Harry Maguire. He is going to knee slide towards United fans like a big-headed fridge that he is, and Spurs all over England, all over the world are going to cry their eyes out because a fridge, Electrolux fridge, scored against them. So
Electronuts.
yeah, get into One United. Let's
Such
go.
a beautiful image, Dora. It's like one of the like those statues on Easter Island just
Yes.
sliding about in Spain.
Or imagine Rasmus Højlund scoring and he starts crying. And you know what?
If
Because
that
it'd be
happens,
his last game.
I'm checking my medication if that happens. Like, imagine if Rasmus scored.
All right, come on, let's do it.
Let's see him cry. You know what? Let him cry 3 times. If that's what he's going to do when he cries, let's hope he scores 3 times.
Everyone will drown.
Yes.
It'll be a disaster.
Lack a notch, guys. Come on, let's get out of here.
All right. You're muted, Mr. B.
Oh, shit. Am I muted? Oh,
No,
I'm
you're
muted,
not
sir.
now.
I'm all right now, right?
Yeah, you're
All
right.
right, look, let's just get a couple of these score predictions. I'm not going to tell you mine. You're going to tomorrow for my one. But we have a 4-3 from Kieran. We have a 5-4 from Iron Titanium. We have a 3-1 from Stuart. Let me get that one up. We have a 3-1 from Stuart. We have 3-0. Even the goal scorers from Andrew. And that is it. Oh, Stephanie, 3-0. Casemiro, Bruno, and Maguire. Yeah, that is us for the night. So yeah, it will be. Let me just got it right. So yeah, it's a lack of notch from me.
Lack a notch.
Like a notch from me.
Lack a notch.